My heart was restless and insecure. I wanted to get married, but I didn't trust men. I felt not good enough and mistrusting marriage due to the failures of my own parents. Eventually, in 2005, one of my colleagues at the bank I worked introduced me to a Catholic church, where I learned about Saint Joseph, who struck my heart so deep like a sword pierced my heart. The same night, I cried like I never cried before. I never knew there can be a man like Saint Joseph in the history of mankind. I didn't know what kind of man he was when I was in China. No one taught me about him. In the U.S., I had visited other Christian churches and had friends in other Christian denominations, but none touched me nor made a profound impression on me as the Catholic Church did. I thought I turned out all right. After my parents' divorce, I was successful by worldly standard as a single woman. But God sees my past, and He pushed my button, which I didn't even know it existed. After that, I was determined to marry a man like Saint Joseph. I wanted to find a home for my heart. As soon as I learned that you have to be Catholic to marry a good Catholic man, I signed up for Rite of a Christian Initiation of Adults, RCIA, classes as soon as I could. On Easter Vigil 2006, by the grace of God, I was baptized in the Catholic Church, and I was instructed by a devout and faithful teacher who had a large family. It was not until then I realized the statue of Our Lady of Lourdes in the picture. Since I was going to school in the French part of Swiss town back in 1997, replicas of Our Lady of Lourdes were very popular there. So it was Our Lady of Lourdes in the picture. Although I was baptized and confirmed at the Novus Ordo Catholic Church, my RCI teacher was very conservative and pro-life. At the same time, I did some research about the Catholic Church that was next door to my high school when I lived in China. And it turns out that the church is called St. Joseph Catholic Church. I am certain St. Joseph followed all the way from my hometown in Wuxi, China. In 2007, my mother permanently moved to USA to live with me, and I made sure find a Chinese Baptist church for her not far from where I live. I brought her to the Catholic Mass on Sunday morning and took her to the Chinese Baptist church in the afternoon. I would wait for her in my car in the parking lot and took a nap. Then one Sunday, the same RCI teacher told me, "Why don't you ask your mom if she wants to be Catholic?" Because I saw her always pray in front of the statue of Our Lady. The thought has never occurred to me before, and I dare not ask her. I was afraid she would say no. And the same Sunday, I gathered my courage and asked her, and offered to translate the RCI catechism classes. Surprisingly, she said yes, and she felt we are all adoring the same God, Jesus Christ, and she would be happy to become Catholic. By the grace of God, she was baptized conditionally and confirmed into Catholic Church on Easter Sunday 2009. And since then, she prayed daily rosary in Chinese along with other Catholic prayers. It was not until 12 years after the picture was taken in Switzerland and 4 years after I was baptized, and I met my husband who led me into the Society of St. Pius X, SSPX. After I joined the SSPX, I discovered that the true essence of Catholic tradition is preserved in this fraternity. I realized that I was only 40 minutes away from Ecom, the headquarters of Society of St. Pius X, while attending the school in Switzerland. Oh my goodness, I wish I knew. Then I would have known the true faith. I wish I did. For I could have visited Ecom so easily. My mother, who was never remarried since her divorce with my father in 1989, raised me as a single woman. and followed me to the Catholic Church. Later, attended Latin Mass regularly with me after I got married. Passed away in September 25th, 2022. After battling the pancreatic cancer, her serenity in facing with illness, positive and joyful attitude, childlike eagerness to be with God, has proved to me God's power and mercy. Her love for Our Lady had ensured her salvation, as she always kneeled in front of Our Lady Fatima statue, which located on the side altar in our church. She always does that before Mass starts. In our church, we also have a smaller Our Lady Fatima traveling statue for each family sign up for a week in a calendar year. We take her home and pray the prayers that comes along with the statue and return to church when the week is over, which is on Sundays. We usually reserve the spot a year ahead of time. I signed up in December 2021 and chose the week that has my husband's birthday. At the time, none of us knew my mom had cancer. Needless to say, the same statue was facing in front of her deathbed when we said family rosary before her. She passed away the same day we were supposed to return the traveling statue to the church on Sunday. Our Lady has called her faithful servant home. This was a miracle. In addition, before her passing, she was fortified by the sacraments of the Holy Mother Catholic Church. She also had a grand Requiem Latin Mass by our pastor, the Society St. Pius X priest, and was buried in a nice coffin in the blessed ground of Mount Olivet Catholic Cemetery in Dickinson. She didn't want to be buried in China and refused to be cremated, and said to me, before she passed away, she said, "Isn't that nice to have a coffin to sleep in?" It was very difficult for me losing my dearest mother. Part of me has gone with her, but I'm consoled by her holy death. I pray someday that I will see her as well as my beloved Saint Joseph, Blessed Virgin Mary, and the Holy Family in eternal bliss, and thank them for saving my life through their Son, our Lord Jesus Christ, in Holy Family of Nazareth.